right, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing? This is Jared at Davis. For those of you who don't know me, we're thankful to have you guys along with us this morning. We're very thankful to have the new Alta Labs line here at Davis. Very solid line. It's going to be very pertinent for you guys out there in the field. And I have this morning today Tony from Alta Labs and Dan Schlenko as well, AWA. So. Good morning, guys. Thanks for hosting this morning. And if you have any questions, guys, throughout the training, please speak up. Let us know. We can deal with that on the fly. Correct, Tony?
Yep, sounds good.
Awesome. Whatever you need from me, let me know. But take it away. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jared. Thanks, Davis team. Now we're super excited to add Davis to our distribution channel. We work with limited amount of distributors, and they fit perfectly into what we were looking for. So we work with some of the powerhouse guys, and Davis is one of them. So super excited to talk to you guys about Alta Labs, and super grateful that you guys are joining us this morning. So. Introduce myself real quick. My name is Tony Rassavong, Director of Business Development here at Alta Labs. I've been in this industry for probably over 17 years. Started back in the Pacific Wireless days. They did a lot of antennas. Worked for a distribution company for about 6 years. And then after that, I was at Ubiquity for about 9 years. And then since then, I've been here with Alta Labs for about 3 years. So super excited to tell you guys about our team and what we're working on. But here's kind of the quick agenda. Let me see if I can get that going. I'll actually turn off my camera so I can navigate my computer here real quick. All right, perfect. So here's a quick agenda. Go a little bit, go over our background and why you guys should try Alta Labs. Go over our hardware lineup. Show you guys what our roadmap looks like. We'll do a controller demo as well. Talk to you guys about our Summit Partner Program designed for you guys, and then Alta Boost, things that we do differently here at Alta Labs. So, as Jared mentioned, feel free to ask any question you have, throw it in the chat or the Q&A, but I'll pause during the presentation as well, so you guys can ask some questions. But jumping right into kind of why Alta Labs and why you guys should try Alta Labs. So when we started the company, and I'll actually maybe back up a little bit as well. So the company started about 3 years ago. Our parent company was Sound Vision Technologies. They're big in the CI space with high-end speakers and amplifiers. They own True Audio Vessel. And one guy by name of Ben Moore, when he left Ubiquity and moved down to southern Utah, he became a board member owner because he started installing True Audio and Vessel into his home, and he loved the product. And they were looking for a partner, and he joined the Sound Vision team as a owner and board member. And with people knowing Ben and kind of his background in networking and even the CI guys looking for an alternative to what they're currently seeing in the market, Ben had it in the back of mind to possibly do it in the future. So when a guy by the name of Jeff Hansen left Ubiquity, he was a unified lead there for a number of years and wanted to start his own company. Ben heard about it and contacted Jeff, and they started the company probably about 4 years ago under the Sound Vision Technologies umbrella. Since then, we've actually broken off and became our own entity now. So we're going strong. We're growing a lot. We've also added another guy that has been in the industry for a very long time, a guy by the name of Chris Buechler. He was the co-founder of PF Sense. He's now the chief architect of our switching and routing line as well. So a lot of guys that have been around for a while. Also Dallin Kaufman, Philip um, as well, that's been around. Um, in the networking space that handles our business development team as well. Our CEO, Chase Harrison, he was he worked for an MSP for a while. He came from the True Audio and Vessel uh, company, and now he's the current CEO as well. So he's been around for a very, very long time, and super excited for our growth in the CI space and bringing out what you guys are looking for on the software and the hardware side. So, but touching on why try Alta Labs. So we learned a lot of good things with our time in the past, especially at Ubiquity for myself. And we wanted to make sure Alta incorporates some of the good things, but also fix and jump on some of the things that can make it a little bit better for you guys as well. So uh, premium management with no fees. So there's three ways of hosting our products. Cloud is probably the best way, and probably 90% of the guys still prefer the cloud. So that's completely free. You go to manage.alta.inc. You'll be able to get an account and sign up and create your own, and away you go. So the other two ways is a local hardware controller. You can purchase that and you can host it locally, not hosting it in the cloud. The third way is a software downloadable version. You can host it on your Docker server. So you can host the controller locally as well in that direction. So three ways to host your controller. So we have support. I think this is probably one of the biggest things for you guys is that it's free, unlimited support. There's a phone number that you guys can call if there's any issues. There's live chat available. Our forum is available. So we are definitely community driven. We want to listen and hear from you guys, especially if you guys are seeing any issues. But when we design our products, it's super easy to manage, super easy to use. So we're actually not getting a ton of phone calls, but that's available and for you guys if you are looking for kind of a quick phone support. Right now, it's based in Utah, our headquarters. It's Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, but our forum's very active. Our live chat is active as well. So price to performance. Performance has to be great, and the price point of our products is very disruptive. So we understand that as a new brand coming into the market that has a lot of hardware manufacturers already, we wouldn't even last a few months if our product wasn't performing. So we've definitely passed that test now where we have products out there for about 3 years. And a lot of the feedbacks that we're seeing, if you even Google Alta Labs, guys that have used and tested our products have loved it. A lot of guys said it just works like magic. You replace it, what the current system is, and put an Alta in, and it just works. We design a lot of things on the software side that makes it super easy and help it perform a lot better as well. And we'll touch on a little bit about on those on the hardware and the software side soon. Protected margins. We do have higher margins than our competitors in this similar price point. We do have a MEP policy in place. So if you see our products online, it's at MSRP, and we are pretty strict on that as well. And the installers, the registered installer will get a certain price point to make on our hardware, on top of the Summit program that we'll touch on as well. Product reliability is huge. As I touched on earlier in the performance, the reliability has to be there as well. So our products work, and we heavily test the product before we launch the software features or the hardware features. So a lot of guys update our products right away. When there's a software update, they're not afraid to test it or use it in a live environment because we've heavily tested our products. I touched on this as well. We're community focused. We listen to you guys. We're available everywhere on our own forums, social media, live streams. So we do a live stream on a monthly basis with Chase and Jeff, our CEO and CTO. They'll be able to touch on our new products, new features, and also answer questions that you guys have as well. And then we have the industry leading technology called Alta Pass. Alta Pass is a one SSID technology, and the password is what gets you into the network. Is the patented technologies, and we'll show you guys how that can help in your environment on a highly dense environment or even a home environment as well. Yeah, jumping into our hardware, we have a full suite of products now. When we launched with two access points, three switches. But since then, we've added a lot of products to help round out our entire ecosystem. So here's kind of the lineup on the access points, and we'll talk about them individually. So the first one is the AP6. This is a great product for kind of a lower budget install. It's $109 MSRP. It's 2 by 2 on both 2.4 and 5 gig band. It is Wi-Fi 6 capable. It is indoor only as well, but great for a smaller home environment. You can add multiple access points, and our system will actually dynamically change the channel. So it's super easy to have multiple lower cost access points installed in a home environment. So our AP6 Pro is the professional version that has some benefits that are different than our AP6. This is the flagship access point, and it's been installed everywhere in the world. It's our number one product in the market right now. So it does have some Wi-Fi 7 benefits, specifically the 4K QAM modulation built into the access point. So a lot of the Wi-Fi 7 access points out there, I think the two biggest feature is the 4K QAM modulation for the higher Wi-Fi capacity and the 6 gig support. But the 6 gig support, because there's not a lot of client devices that work with 6 gig right now, a lot of guys have to turn that off to have it work anyway. So I would say our AP6 Pro actually outperforms a lot of the Wi-Fi 7 APs out there in the market right now as well. Superior range versus the other. On the 5 gig, it is 4 by 4 on the antenna. So the throughput increases in a lot of the cases over our AP6. Now, this is also IP54 rated, so you can install these outdoors over or under an overhang or an eave. So that's the best way. It just can't be fully exposed in the environment. It can't be um, out there in the elements, but it can be splashed with water, rain here and there, but great for indoor and outdoor over, like I said, over or under an overhang. The next access point we have is the AP6W. So this is a on-wall access point. You can install this on the wall or actually inside the wall as well. Great for lower dense environment, smaller rooms, any rooms that want dedicated access point. This does have PoE pass through as well if you're looking for that, but this is a Wi-Fi 6 capable access point. Great for MDUs, hotels, hospitality, but like I said, anywhere that needs a dedicated access point. This one, I think MSRP is $99. The other access point we have is an AP Pro Outdoor. So this is our full access point that's outdoor rated. It's IP68 rated, so you can fully expose this in the elements. It does have benefits of the Wi-Fi 7 of the that 4K QAM for higher Wi-Fi capacity, omnidirectional. So it's actually all of our access points are omnidirectional. So you can install these access points on a desktop, wall or ceiling, and you'll still get a 360-degree coverage on the AP. So the way that we've designed the antenna inside the access point. So it gives you guys some flexibility of how you want to install it for the aesthetics. So as you can see on our access points, they do look a little bit different than others as well, mainly because the access point has the proprietary antenna design, so you can install it however you would like to make it look good in the home. So we've installed our access points in high-end homes, hotels, MDUs, all that opportunities that you guys might see out there. We have it in there. So if you need case studies on any of these home builders, all that stuff, we have them. So a lot of guys love the aesthetics of our access point. They look different. It's very slim as well as you install it on the walls. It doesn't stick out or protrude too much from the wall. So this is an access point that are designed and built for you guys. As we were working with the CI space, they were looking for a AP that didn't have an MSRP or wasn't listed online. So this is an A6 SKU or Summit line. It's our only product in the Summit line right now with no MSRP. So you guys can have extra margin as well as additional features. So the features that we have on these um, are going to continue to grow. But right now, the colors feature is dedicated specifically for the Summit A6 on the Gold series. So you can only use Gold on the Summit. And also, these come with 5-year warranty versus 2 years on our other APs. Jumping into our switches, we have a lineup of switches that you guys can install in your network. We don't have 10 variations of one specific SKU. We just have, if you need an 8 port, 16 port, 24 port, 48 port, here's what you have, or a full fiber switch port now as well that we recently launched. So talking to you guys about the 8 port switch, half of these ports are PoE plus capable, but all 8 ports are 1 gig ports. You can mount these on a desktop or wall. It does have a mount that is included. Healthy PoE budgets of 60 watts on the PoE, on the S8 PoE. On our 16 port, half of those are PoE plus capable, all 1 gig ports, but it does include the fiber option as well with the SFP port. So on these, they do come with a 120 watt PoE budget. And we also, with all of our switches, specifically on our 16, 24, and 48 port switches, we want to make sure it doesn't overheat like the other switches that we see in the market. And once we tested these, we found that the once the SFP ports are being in use, most of the heat are generated from that. So instead of stacking the ports on top of each other like the other brands, we have it side by side and added the vent holes on top. So it actually helps with the heat dissipation tremendously, as well as the cooling fans that are inside the switches themselves. So great there if you're looking for a quiet switch that has great heat dissipation capabilities that are different than others. On the LED lights there at the front, it doesn't have to stay purple. It can change it to any color that you guys like. I think there's a ton of colors that you guys can choose from on the LEDs on that logo portion. The other switch that we have is a 24 port switch. So on these, 16 of the ports are PoE plus capable, so a little bit more than half. And it does have a healthy PoE budget of 240 watts. But we also have the SFP plus ports available on these switches. So this you can do up to 10 gig of connectivity on those ports. The other switch that we have, if you're looking for a all PoE port switch, this is our only switch right now with all PoE ports. So all 48 ports are PoE plus capable. It does have 750 watts of PoE budget. 16 of the ports are 2.5 gig ports, and 32 are 1 gig ports. So it gives you that future proof as well if you're looking for higher connectivity on the LAN ports. These ship with 4 SFP plus ports, so up to 10 gig on those SFP plus. So the fan on these are super quiet as well, and we've added different method on the ways to cool our 48 port switch. The last switch to our lineup is a S12, which is a full fiber port switch, so up to 10 gig on every single port. So this is a great aggregation switch for your network. So it can be connected for fiber or Ethernet connector via a DAC cable. And you got to use those SFP modules. Right now, we don't have our own modules, but we work with most third-party modules out there in the market. So these include all the mounts that I mentioned on our switches as well. So on the other switches, I forgot to mention that they do ship with a rack stud dual switch mount. So it is a toolless mount, so you can actually mount it on the rack without needing an extra tool because it is toolless. So pretty cool. If you're looking to see what they look like, you can search what it looks like on our data sheet or in our startup guide. It has a picture of that as well. But we have that included with all of our switches. All of our hardware are Bluetooth capable, so you can install these using our Android or iOS app. Just go to Alta or go to the App Store and then download Alta Networks, and you'll be able to set up any of our devices via an app. I still personally prefer using a web UI, but you can do it via an app as well. Did someone have a question? And and I'll actually pause right here. It's perfect.
Looks like we have a
That's
couple
all
in the
the
chat box there, Tony. All right.
Okay, sounds good. I actually don't see the chat box when I have it
Oh,
on.
okay. Are we still able to create separate SSIDs attached to different VLANs, or do we have to use Alt Pass in a simple SSID?
Great question. You can use the traditional method of doing multiple SSIDs as needed, and we'll show you guys how to do that on the controller. But yeah, you can do it multiple SSIDs like the traditional method as well.
Also, for mounting to an AV rack that has threaded holes instead of squares, are gears included that allow us to mount to those racks?
Yes, mounting ears are included with our switches.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony.
Yep. Okay, switching over to our routing lineup. So this is our only router, but it's small but very powerful. It's a 10 gig router with PoE capability. So all of those LAN ports that you see, those are 2.5 gig ports, but it also includes two PoE plus ports if you're looking to use this in a home install, a smaller environment where you need to just power up a couple access point. This is great, as well as larger deployments as well, because on those, it ships with two SFP plus for up to 10 gig of connectivity. So it's only 10 gig. It's the only 10 gig router that I can see in the market that is under 200 bucks. So MSRP on this is 199. So it's a great product for the price point. Um, but you can do up to, like I said, up to 10 gig. You can do 1 gig, 2.5 gig, 5 gig, or 10 gig on those ports. PoE plus capable LEDs on all of our switches. As I mentioned, you can change the color on those. Also on our switches, you can see the reset button. So you don't need a tool if you need to reset the router or switches. It's actually a long hold, so you won't actually press it as well, but we make it simpler for you guys to reset our router or switches. If you're looking for the features, we have a lot built into this. If you go to our website, alta.inc, you'll be able to go to the spec sheet and you'll see all the features that are listed on there that it's capable of doing as well and have on our router. One thing that we recently came out with to help So if you guys want to install these all on a rack, we have this accessory, the rack mount accessory. You can mount the Alta control, the Route 10, or an 8-port switch. So if you want a clean kind of an install where it's all on a single rack, you could do that as well with using this accessory that's available. Um, well, actually, yeah, maybe this is a great place to pause and go to our controller so you guys can see what the controller looks like. But it's super easy to use. There's no licensing costs on our cloud. Super scalable. You can manage multiple sites. Um, and let's actually, yeah, let's jump right over to that real quick. So maybe I'll just log out so you guys see from start to finish what it looks like. So you can come here. You'll be able to log in via Google, Apple, or create your own email. Once you're logged in, you'll come to the dashboard. So with ours, you actually don't need. So as I mentioned, when we first launched, we launched with 2 access points and 3 switches. We didn't have our own router, but you're able to see all of these stats, top active devices, applications, network devices, still with our controller and our access point because the DPI engine is built into our access points. So we are router agnostic, but we prefer you guys using our own router right now because you'll see more settings and availability with the firewall and network settings now that's built into our controller. But coming back to the DPI engine, it is built into our access points, so you can actually do and see all those stats, but also do active filtering directly on the controller here. Super easy as well. You don't need another device to do this. You can block a specific application in red, or if you see blue, it's an entire category. So if you scroll down, so there's thousands of these on there. If you don't see your application here, you can also block by domain as well. Super easy. Type in whatever you would like here. It'll block that specific domain. But I love the stats you'll be able to see. Like I said, active devices, applications, network devices. Network devices are specific network Alta devices. Active devices are client devices, anything that you have connected to the network. Jumping into kind of I'll touch on some of the features that are different that you won't see with any others. So, so as you can see here, I think one of the a question was, can you do multiple SSIDs still? Yes, you can. So you can have multiple SSIDs. Super easy with the color feature that we have built into our controller. So if you create multiple SSIDs, you can assign it a different color. So you'll know exactly if you go to the network devices, which access point is broadcasting which SSID based on the color scheme. So super easy for you guys to get a quick snapshot of exactly what APs are broadcasting which SSIDs in the environment that you do want multiple SSIDs. Coming back here, super easy to create an SSID. Click on Add New, type in your SSID. I prefer the Alta Pass because you only need one SSID. And what we did was we predefined these categories for you, so you don't need to do anything else. Super easy, standard, large IoT, internet or guest. It's all pre-configured. You type in the password that you want, you assign that specific category, but look at what you could do now as well. If you have multiple VLANs, you can assign the VLANs by password. You can rate limit by password. You can max out devices by password. But also, if you have a schedule or filter, I showed you guys what the filter currently looks like. In a home environment, you might not want to abide by the same filters as the kids. You can basically bypass that and give yourself a different password versus the kids. And if you have a schedule turned on, you can ignore the schedule based on the password because you don't want to abide by the same rules as the kids as well. So super easy to turn on the schedule. You just go to advanced settings, come to the schedule. You can turn on the schedule or set the time to turn off the Wi-Fi depending on what you prefer. You want to turn on schedule or turn off schedule. Turn that on. And you can also click on this and have it turn on. So for when the Wi-Fi schedule goes off, the kids can request more time as well. I'll send you an email alert. You can create and type in accept, and they'll be able to give you or give them more access if the time turns off. So super easy there as well. Hotspot, it is hotspot capable. You can turn on the hotspot. You can upload your own logo, create your own title, create your own terms of service, or you can populate what we currently have, or you can use an external redirect as well to redirect it to an external third-party hotspot that you have on. Super easy. If you're creating multiple SSIDs, you can assign it 2 gig, 5 gig, or have it broadcast both. So for those that are looking for multiple SSIDs, that's how you do assign 2 gig, 5 gig, or having it broadcast both. Let me tell you how others are using AltaPass in their network for like an MDU or a hotel environment or even a home environment. With one SSID, they can roam the entire area without having to try to connect to a guest network. If you're in like a hotel going downstairs, you're abide by maybe the guest network once you leave your room, or if you go out of range of that specific SSID, right? So, or you have multiple SSIDs with different passwords, you're having that disconnect problem. With AltaPass, since it's only one SSID, no matter where you roam, you'll still abide by the same rules and also abide by the same bandwidth if you're rate limiting them as well. So in an environment, let's say for an MDU or a student complex that we have a case study on, where the student leaves their complex apartment, goes down to the fitness center. They don't want to abide by the guest rules because they purchase a higher uh, package for their bandwidth. But now, when they go to the fitness center or the common area to study with their friends, if they purchase a 300 meg plan, that 300 meg plan follows them wherever they are in the area. So great way, and also it cleans up the RF environment completely. So in a commercial location, when you step into a commercial location, you see multiple SSIDs, and there's a lot of interference. It actually hurts the network as well. With AltaPass, it cleans up the RF environment completely there. So that's how people are using AltaPass to help. So you can actually use it in multiple scenarios in residential, commercial setups. Jumping into the network piece, I'll pull up the hardware cards. So you're able, as you can see here, you can manage multiple access points at the same time. What we do is if you have it set as auto, every night, within 24 hours, every night, it does an auto channel replan automatically for you. It dynamically changes based on your environment. So you don't have to automatically, or you don't have to manually change the channels based on the RF environment. So we do that automatically with our hardware. Typically, the higher end guys like the Cisco guys, they charge for this service. Ours is all included with the software. Um, Going into settings, so we have this feature called fallback upon failure. If you go to static IP instead of DHCP, you type in IP addresses, all this information. If you mistype the wrong information, you're kind of screwed. You have to send somebody out to do a manual reset on the hardware because it goes into isolation mode. With ours, if you type in the wrong information or put in the wrong things into the network on the access point front, instead of knocking down the access point, it's actually going to fall back to the last known working state of the access point without having you go do a manual reboot. So it doesn't take down the access point themselves. So pretty cool there. One thing that we built into our access point as well, you actually don't need our switches. to reboot it remotely. As you can see there, you just go to the advanced drop down. You click on reboot if you need to. You actually can reboot it just strictly from the controller, straight from the hardware side. So we make it super easy for you guys there as well. Another feature that we have that we built into our all of our APs, you can make any adjustments in real time without fear of knocking down the access point. So this is a real working environment. This is our headquarters information or access points. And with that, you see throughput um, and traffic flowing. I wasn't afraid to do a quick scan to see what channels are best, if that's what you're looking for, without fear of knocking down the APs. So this is great for admins that are wanting to do any changes during working hours instead of having to wait till everybody goes home for the day in a commercial environment to make any changes, or even in a residential environment where you don't want to knock down the APs, right? So if there's any issues, customer calls you up, you want to log in remotely, you want to make all these changes, feel free to do any changes in real time. It doesn't knock down the APs because we use a portion of the APs radio to allow you to do this without knocking down the APs specifically. So pretty cool there. So you can do anything during working hours. So here you'll be able to see which channels and then see which channels to stay off of if you're looking to do it manually on assigning your own channels. Going into the settings tab in system, I'll show you where the channel replan happens. So I can minimize this. Yep. If you go to advanced, you'll see um, here's a quick replan that I wanted to show you guys. So if you don't want to wait until the 24-hour mark for it to do a channel replan for you, you can come to settings, click on quick replan, and it'll do that automatically. This is kind of like the magic button for you. If you're looking and not knowing which channel to pick, just do a quick replan. And I actually recommend as you're doing the first install and having things on auto, come to this screen, go to settings, system, go to advanced, click that quick replan once you're ready to leave. Make sure everything comes back up and it'll set you to the best channel based on that RF environment. So people call it kind of the magic button as well. It helps clean up and choose the right channels for you guys to use for that specific RF environment. Going into the switches, I'll show you guys super easy here to manage each individual port. You can manually power cycle each port. You can here set up your color groups as well. If you like a specific setting for the port, you can assign the color specific to that port, and the setting will go to that specific port based on the colors themselves. So super easy there. You can rate limit each individual port. You can assign VLANs on the ports, and it has all the different features that are unique to us as well on those specific ports as well. Going into settings, you'll be able to see multiple things. You can reboot the entire switch as well if you would like specific directly on a remote um, cloud controller. Um, what else? Let's go to the client devices real quick, and then we'll jump back into the slides and finish it out, and then take some more questions as well. So if you go to the devices tab, you'll see all your client devices. You can manage each individual devices here as well. You can assign the VLAN specific to the device. You can rate limit by device, but also you can quickly pause this specific device as well, or delete the device if you're seeing that device kind of bogging down your network. So pretty cool there. Or you can, yeah, reset the specific device as well if you want to do that strictly on the free managed cloud controller here. The map tab, you'll see the topology of your entire network if this is what you're looking for. Super easy to see and dive down using this topology method. Alerts, pretty cool. You can set alerts for yourself. If the APs go down, you can send you an alert, an email, or if the APs disassociates uh, in a certain point, you can have it send you an alert. If you go to settings, you'll be able to add multiple features here and manage everything here strictly, like I said, on the SSID front or um, add Alta Boost. So with Alta Boost, this is unique to us. So Alta Boost, it's carrier offloading strictly right into the access point. So what we did is we partnered up with WiFi and XNet, and they have a contract with AT&T T-Mobile to offload gigabyte from cell data to Wi-Fi. So they actually pay you per gigabyte in commercial locations that they offload cell data to, or in residential locations. If you have Alta Boost turned on, it allows them to offload cell into Wi-Fi. So it's a great tool to see it as like maybe it's not necessarily a cell booster, but people kind of sees it in that direction, but it's way better than cell booster because you're offloading cell data right into your Wi-Fi. So this is
Tony,
yeah,
Alta Boost is very unique to Alta Labs, correct? And especially because it creates recurring.
correct. So the technology called Hotspot 2.0 isn't unique to us, but we've partnered up with guys like Wi-Fi and XNet to make the Alta Boost more, I want to say, more capable than others with this easy pass point button. So without Alta Boost or Add XNet right here, it actually is pretty complicated to have this included into your controller or have it work with your access point. And a lot of the times it doesn't pay out very much.
I
What we
had
did
a
is,
question that popped up
yeah,
while we're on this subject. The question is, does Alta Boost only work with AT&T, T-Mobile, or Verizon plans would not be able to offload?
correct.
That's just AT&T.
Right now, it only works with AT&T and T-Mobile. I think Verizon, they're working on the agreement with Verizon right now. Verizon's a little bit late to the show on this technology, but they're looking to kind of wrap up that agreement maybe by the end of the year with Verizon. But that kind of covers most of the US markets anyways, if you get all three of those carriers.
Hi, this is Dan from AWA. As far as the royalties that are paid on the data, who is the recipient in commercial installation? Is it the building owner or the integrator?
So it depends on what you work out with the building owner or whoever owns the network
Okay.
part. So I've seen it both ways where um, the MSP or the installer owns that portion and they get paid. Or another way that they do it is they give the hardware for free and they have their lifetime recurring fees paid directly to them. So there's different ways that you guys as installers can earn that fee or paid back directly to you.
Thank you.
Yep.
So who does that negotiation happen between? It's obvious the integrator gets involved, but who is he talking to about directing that payment?
So like I said, it's more so on the relationship with the installer and the end user. Some guys will let the end user know, hey, this is what we do. We're going to offload because your user experience is going to be better having this turned on, but they are going to pay so and so amount per month if we offload it too. And because we're managing the network, that offload comes to us. Or you can pass along to the end user directly, the commercial location. For example, we recently had Chick-fil-A reach out to us about installing or having our installer install the unit. Not only did they want to earn the passive income of the from the carriers, but they also wanted to improve their customer experience as well. The way that Chick-fil-A is doing it is there's a lot of locations where there's bad cell coverage. They want their customers to drive into their parking lot and have access to their app to order food. But if you have bad cell coverage, that won't happen. So they fix that by installing our access point, knowing that if we have this turned on, that cell data is automatically going to switch to Wi-Fi if it's bad cell coverage, but also they want to earn that passive income as well because they learn about it and they know about it. So a lot of locations actually make between 300 to 500 bucks extra per month for the Chick-fil-A sites. So it depends. It's a relationship where you have to work it out with the end customer. We don't control that at all. It's between you and the customer of what you guys want to do. Some guys offer free equipment for lifetime recurring fees. Some guys are transparent and letting them know this is going to happen. And if they want to offer cell carrier offload, we can get that turned on. But it's super easy on turning on Alta Boost. You click on Add Alta Boost. As I mentioned, you click Save, and then that's going to activate this carrier offloading. If you want to get paid for it, click on Add XNet, sign up through XNet, and then that paid portion will happen as well through XNet. So
So it's
multiple
one or
ways.
the other, not
No, you can have both turned on, actually.
okay. Okay.
So it's not one or the other. You can have both turned on, depending on what you want to do. So here's an example where we have XNet turned on and Alta Boost turned on at our headquarters.
Perfect. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, great questions. Let's see. Looking through the slides real quick. I think we covered a lot of stuff that I wanted to cover already. Alta Boost. So maybe we'll touch on, or is there any other questions on the Alta Boost before we go back to the slides? Cool.
Yeah, there was a chat question. What's the difference between Alta Boost and XNet?
Yeah, great question. So Alta Boost works with residential and commercial locations right now. XNet is only commercial location. XNet is also the paid version. Alta Boost is not the paid version because they don't like to pay for residential. However, there's going to be an option to add Wi-Fi coming here shortly as well because we have the foundation to add multiple things now on that easy button. You'll be able to click on add Wi-Fi, and that's going to be another paid version. So right now, think of Alta Boost as a non-paid version, but works with residential and commercial. XNet is the paid version. Okay, jumping into case studies, we have a lot of case studies on our website. You go to alta.inc, click on work with us, you'll see a lot there. We've worked with custom home builders. We've worked with a lot of home builders actually that are not even custom, like the guys that are doing more like cookie cutter homes is what I call them. It's got a bunch of homes that install Alta Labs exclusively. We have it in complexes, fitness centers, festivals, restaurants, multiple different case studies now that we have available for you guys if you guys are looking for a case study to show to your clients. MDUs, complexes, RV campground. That's maybe I'll highlight that real quick on that RV campground. They have our access points everywhere. They want their customers that paid for different packages to roam their entire complex or facilities without having to disassociate once they leave. kind of their area into kind of a typical guest area. So with one SSID, they're able to go anywhere with their package plan that they purchase. So again, the user experience have improved tremendously with AltaPass. And with AltaPass, with rate limiting, maybe tying it back on with AltaBoost or XNet, you can rate limit whatever you offload to the carrier as well. So you don't have to give them your entire network. You can rate limit what you're willing to offer the carriers to offload to. And these guys, like AT&T, T-Mobile, they love it because in rural environments or even areas where they don't want to add a cell tower that could cost millions of dollars, they just offload to our access point. It's going to have them, or it's going to save them a ton of money, but also it will improve their customer experience as well. But there's schools, there's factories, MDUs, custom home builders, all that stuff. The residents at Utah Olympic Park that's built for Olympic athletes, that's uh, there to train for Winter Olympics. So they use our products specifically. They ripped out a previous manufacturer or brand, and it's improved tremendously because their athletes can now roam the entire area without having to disassociate. And also the RF environment is cleaned up completely as well. We touched on this a little bit. Alta Labs Live. We do it on a monthly basis. Make sure you sign up for our newsletter if you want to be notified on those. Or yeah, just keep an eye out on Alta Labs Live. You'll be able to answer or ask any questions to our CEO and CTO. They're available. Marketing assistance. We have a marketing team. If you're looking for banners, graphics, or anything that you want done, we can help with that as well. Great for the Pro AV space. Our products work with Bluestream, Dante, AV Pro Edge, especially with our parent company coming from the industry for now over 24 years. When we started, we're super knowledgeable in this space. Partnerships with different buying groups. Here's a partner program that I want to jump to real quick. Outside of that MAP policy where you're earning more margin, we have a partner program where you can earn additional margin. As soon as you install certain amounts, as you can see there, you'll get cash back through Davis. They'll do a credit memo and send you that credit memo, as well as once you hit even the fourth tier, you'll get a priority support number. So if there's any issues, you'll get prioritized if you call. As soon as you hit those 50 units, you'll get that priority support phone number for free. On the roadmap, we do have a Wi-Fi 7 access point coming out in January 2026. So for those that are looking for Wi-Fi 7 for their projects that are requiring Wi-Fi 7, that's coming down the pipeline. So with that, that's the end of our presentation. Any questions you guys have? Appreciate you guys joining the webinar early this morning as well.
Well, we sent out a copy of the slide deck. Yeah, we did record this, so we will have this available later as well for you guys. A couple things I'll mention right now. There is a demo kit available. It consists of an AP6, AP6 Pro, S8 switch, and the router. That does go through Alta Labs. Reach out to your salesperson at Davis for details on that. It's very, very deeply discounted. There's no risk to try this out. So if you're interested in trying the product, please let us know and we'll make sure to get you that information. But Alta is heavily stocked here at Davis, all three locations. We're geared up and ready for the line. And I want to mention to you dealers as well, it's an elite brand. So that goes toward your earnings, your quarterly earnings with us. But yeah, thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate everything. Um, does anybody else have anything? Any questions?
Just to clarify AWA's role in this, we're just here for support of Davis. Davis is the exclusive channel for this product in their territory. So, we're here to help with any questions, anything that we can do with immediate tech support. And Davis is where to go for it.
Well, thanks, Dan. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, everybody,
Yep.
for attending. We really, really appreciate it, and hope you all have a wonderful day. Again, let your inside salesperson know if you have any questions or need anything from us. Thanks, guys.